Ultimately, it is the mission of man to withdraw completely, to lay his life in sacrifice at the feet of the elder brothers, not to pursue his own purposes anymore, and to be active only as an instrument of the Mahatmas, as a pure channel of the Spirit in the world. If you have reached such a high level that the forces of evolution can act through you on earth, if only the divine spirit thinks within you, speaks out of you, and acts with you, then you have fulfilled your mission. Then it is not you who acts, but hierarchy, the Spirit, and ultimately God through you. As a carrier of a spark of the divine fire, every man is a son of God, like Jesus, who was sent into the world with a higher assignment. Each one of us has in each earthly life his very own individual mission. This you need to identify and to fulfill. They came to earth to fulfill some task and should honor their obligation and love their task. This mission may concern your own personal development or worldly duties in the interest of the cosmic plan, or both. Not only are great missions given, but also some very ordinary ones within the limits of everyday life where one can be useful. No one else can fulfill your life's work, your very own personal mission. If you fail, the loss to the world is irreparable. In a well-designed machine, each of its parts is irreplaceable. One should more often imagine oneself as part of the universe. You must try to ascertain what role your higher self has to play in this earthly life. Will it not be a wonderful progress to realize the benefit that you were called upon to bestow on the world? The role you will need to fill in an entirely impersonal manner, only the higher goal in mind. Whether it requires a work in poverty or wealth, at the top or at the bottom of society, in happiness or unhappiness, in secret or in public, must be indifferent to you. To every human being has been given some particular field of work for training in and performance of which he is best fitted by nature and desire. It matters not whether that work is to rule a nation, to build a road, or to take up some profession or trade. It is his divinely appointed task. As a general thing, his restlessness, his discontent, or tendency to crime, is the result of his betrayal to his task, his not raising his work to the highest point of service and efficiency possible to him, thereby losing all interest in it. Whether your soul, in order to reach its goal, has to appear in this short transient life as a king or a shoemaker, a beggar or a millionaire, is unimportant. It is difficult for humanity to understand that a king and a shoemaker are congruent in every respect. Before each earthly incarnation, you will be told in the subtle world your mission. You must try to remember it. Every dweller of the subtle world receives a task according to his abilities, but there are few who can remember these missions. The task was entrusted to you with your consent. In the higher world, you were well aware of the necessary development. Unfortunately, this memory is lost on earth. It is one of the most important exercises to regain it. Decisions are made in the subtle world concerning the tasks in one's future earthly life. Most people in the earthly state do not accept this, but those in the subtle world know that their incarnations will take place with their knowledge and, more importantly, with their consent. When they are about to incarnate, people have a spark of enlightenment when they understand the karmic load that will compel them to undergo certain trials. But once in the earthly state, they lose the memory of how their destiny was determined. Even those who are more likely to be counted among the opponents of evolution do not come with bad, but with good intentions to Earth. Souls incarnate with good intention. Such is the great law. Even the spirits in the lower strata, just before incarnating, receive a ray of enlightenment about goodness as the foundation of life. But just as the finest aroma cannot permeate space for long, kind intentions are dissipated by the influence of the varied conditions of life. If it is difficult for you to remember, you can find your life's mission by paying attention to the circumstances into which destiny has placed you. It is not without reason that someone is born in a certain country and belongs to a certain people. Karma leads one not only to a particular place, but also to certain tasks to serve a certain people. The historical and personal conditions that call for a change. The responsibility that falls on you, the people you meet on your way. All this points clearly to where there is need to act, to improve and to spiritualize. If you go through life with the open eyes of your higher self, you will find work enough. Some sense that they must fulfill something, but their consciousness does not provide a clear indication. For such born heroes, circumstances will be the key. The circumstances awaken the hero. The very circumstances mold themselves in such a way that you are strongly pushed in a certain direction. The world of effects draws man into a current which carries him toward his destination. Do you not often recognize in retrospect that seemingly accidental or even circumstances perceived as unfavorable were in truth helpful in order to come closer to your goal in life? In biographies, it is highly instructive to trace the intervening circumstances which help to conclusively define a life task. It may be noted that many apparently accidental factors helped along in the predestined direction. As a matter of fact, not accident, but many profound causes contributed to such achievement. In this can be seen the participation of the subtle world. In addition, there are smaller and larger signs sprinkled into your life again and again. Those you must notice sensitively and follow. That is why we have to be so assiduous in observing and examining the manifestations of our own lives. Quite often important signs surround us and reveal the significance of our future. But because our power of attention is undeveloped, we are unable to discern the convincing reality. Your true spiritual father, the teacher who guides you, will make sure that you get the necessary information if you turn confidently to him. There rules the law of goal fitness. The hierarchy will not allow any energy that offers itself to be wasted. It will therefore help each of you who is looking honestly and selflessly for his task. It is best to seek the teacher's indications in the various manifestations of life. Live a full life, rich in experience. Whatsoever your doubts, we shall dispel them in life. But hearken. The execution of your higher mission is the thread that guides you through life. When you have recognized your task, you have found a guide that clearly and unmistakably shows you the direction with any question of your life. It is essential that amidst all one's labor and difficulties should firmly stand the beacon of the higher world. All your actions must be guided by the desire to come closer to this true spiritual goal of your life. Only if you have meaning and goal of your life firmly in mind, you will be able to find your way in every situation. He who, like so many, does not even know why he lives and what he is working for, he cannot know to which external demands he should adapt and which he should oppose, whereupon he should use his powers and what he should refuse, where the essential and the necessary lies as opposed to the insignificant. He will be tossed to and fro like a leaf in the wind. Man should know what he is striving for and which good deed he is rushing to perform. May man not forget that he has a mission here on earth, which he must fulfill. The knowledge alone that your life has a deep meaning, that you have to fulfill a higher mission down here on earth, entrusted exclusively to you, is a source of strength that will enable you to overcome all difficulties.